Be the best version of you. Start doing yoga every day. Namaste friends. I am Ritesh and today our focus is on locking the knee. The good about locking the knee? Yes, the good. You heard it right. And the bad that we always hear. Also, we will see in standing asanas how to straighten the knee but not lock. Unlock the lock in asana. While doing the asana, it is common to overextend or lock the knee to create a sense of balance in standing balancing poses. This habit may not hurt the knee right away, but it can lead to a short-term issues such as pain and swelling and the long-term issues such as arthritis. Whether we should lock the knee or should we avoid it depends upon individual's definition of what locking the knee actually means. In Bikram style, you lock the knee. Solid concrete like a lamppost. In Iyengar style, we lift the kneecap up and engage the quads. An anatomist and a Hatha yoga teacher in general will say, don't do it, while choir singers and soldiers lock their knee in attention. Now, let us try to understand why it is not advisable to lock your knees. Friends, first and foremost, the important thing about locking the knee is, let us understand. For example, if I lock the knee, that means if I hyperextend that knee more behind, there is a compression happening in my nerves, and what happens is the blood flow stops towards the brain. Now, if that happens for a very longer time and you're standing for a longer duration, there is a possibility that you might faint. And some of the best examples are soldiers or choir singers who stand in attention for a very long time, and sometimes because the blood not reaching towards the brain, they just fall, right? So that's the reason it's very important that you don't lock the knee. Second is, whenever you lock the knees, the pelvic goes into a anterior. So pelvic goes into a anterior tilt. So that is what we don't want to happen. The third one is, whenever you are locking the knees, the connection between the quadricep and the hamstrings plus the calf is lost. So if you want to have a connection of the upper leg and the calf, you need to keep it straight but not hyperextend. Keeping the femur on the tibia in a straight line. There is where you call that straight leg, but you're not trying to hyperextend or lock the knee. That is not a good idea. At the same time, whenever you are pushing the legs back, you are creating a lot of pressure on your ACL and PCL, that is your anterior and cruciate ligament, that we don't need. Also, what is happening is, whenever you are locking the knee, the femur is getting internally rotated. So remember, as I told you, there are different people with different skeletal system, and according to that they have either too much of hyperextension of the knee or too less. Now if you see mine, okay, and if I try to even hyperextend it, it is not that much. Why? Because my ACL and PCL doesn't allows the knee to go back. For some people, because of the ACL PCL flexibility, they might go into a complete hyperextension, also known as banana shape. So depending upon student to student, you have to give the asana in a different manner. So for me, if I am doing a simple as Natarajasana, for me, even if I push my knee behind, my quads are still active, my hamstrings are still active. Now, we have already talked a lot about why locking the knee is bad. Now let us try to understand, in certain situations, locking the knee is not that bad. Like for example, if I have to stand for a longer time, I can lock my knees and I can stand for a longer time. So the energy consumption by the quads and the hamstrings are less. and in that way I can stand for a longer duration. And that was the reason choir singers and soldiers were asked to lock their knees so they can stand in attention for a longer period of time. But for few people whose legs were completely into that banana shape, there was a pressure and the blood flow couldn't go toward the brain and they faint. So fainting is not for everyone, but there are few people who can't stand in that locked position for a longer period of time and they faint. So it is good sometimes to lock the knee. Even when we stand, we sometimes lock the knee like this and stand, or sometimes we lock it like this. There is no problem as such. But if it is for a very long period of time, and especially you are a person who has a knee that is very hyperextended, then definitely you should take care of. While there are many people who do hyperextend the leg in a standing position, initially you might not have any problem, but in the longer run you might. So just be careful and just take care, nothing more than that. Yeah.